At first, Pep Guardiola, who was trying to be very complimentary about Chelsea.
I want to say something. It's happened for the pitch conditions. In a normal condition, that will not happen. Stamford Bridge, that will not happen. That's for sure. Second, I saw what Enzo want to do, and I like it. I don't make a compliment because he's my friend and helped me for the year of the travel, be part of the staff that help us a lot. But I saw today many things that I know is going to do it. If the guys expect in 2 weeks in not training properly, they are going to win the Champions League. So no, Champions League happen in advance.
Very strange game, to be honest, because we planned the game, and I think the plan was good in terms of the way we wanted to attack and the way we wanted to defend. And first half, I think, unless the first 5 minutes where we conceded 2 goals, the team was good. But as I said, it's a very strange game because you plan the game in one way and then you concede goals and change completely the dynamic. We don't like to lose games, but in this moment, the main focus for me is to see different things, and to try to be ready for the official games at the beginning of the season.
Pep Guardiola there, Enzo Maresca's biggest fan. I suppose it is when you can beat their side 4-2. Let's start off with the pitch, Don. You did this game, obviously. Yeah. Was that why Chelsea defended badly?
No, just horrendous mistakes. I mean, when you look at the goals and you see the mistakes, Tosin shanks one, give the first goal away. Reece James, experienced player, when he's playing the ball into Caicedo in midfield, we talk about pass appreciation. Put it along the floor. He bobbled it into midfield, which then Caicedo looks like he's made the mistake, which he did. Right. But it was a terrible ball. So I think it's a lazy excuse. I think, listen, Guardiola's the king. It's saying, I love the way they play. I love the way Southampton play. I love the way Sunderland play, because he wants them to do exactly the same thing on the first day of the season.
Because then he'll beat them.
Exactly.
Frank, the reason why this is a bigger talking point than maybe it would be if it was just a one-off is that this has been a theme throughout the whole pre-season. Me and you have sat here and talked about the vulnerabilities of Chelsea, and Maresca clearly having a plan of Chelsea wanting to play it out the back, but a plan which is really not showing at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard to make a statement because it's friendly games, and if Carlo Ancelotti says it's fitness for me, which only counts. If for Enzo Maresca is the way the plan that he wants to settle down, so it's complicated. I don't want to be too harsh because again it's friendly games, and I want to see what's going to happen within 2 weeks. And within 2 weeks, I'm going to judge. I'm going to judge whether it was the right tactic to keep on going, working from and opening the game from the back, or if you should kick long and play further up. Right now, they're not ready.
Has he got the players?
But they have the excuse
to do
right now.
To play?
To play the way that he wants to play.
I mean, you look at that team there, that is pretty strong. That's a pretty strong... I mean, Dewsbury Hall didn't play in that position. They played as a sort of box in midfield. But that's not far away from Chelsea's best 11, give or take 1 or 2. Whereas, as I mentioned before, it was City's C team. Right. City's team was full of kids. And Chelsea have been making mistakes all pre-season. Now, there's one side of you where you go, it's all right, it's pre-season, get all the mistakes out now. The other side, you think, well, if Reece James is making mistakes, and Tosin, who's he's an OK player, I don't think he's good enough for Chelsea. Newcastle sort of tried to buy him on a free transfer, but I was glad that they didn't because I don't think he's good enough. But you're talking about Caicedo, £100 million. Lavia, Enzo Fernandez, £100 million. These guys should handle the ball. They were way off it. The first 5 minutes, they were all over the place, went 2 behind. The first 10 minutes of the second half, they lost another 2 goals. And it drives me crazy. I think the modern-day player or the coach, and I'm not even sure whose fault it is, I lean on being the player's fault. When a manager tells you to play football, you have to problem solve. If the pitch is sticky, then don't give a ball into midfield. Bypass the midfield and go a bit longer.
Boss who's telling you what to do. You're trying to be nice.
No. But this is what's the problem with modern-day football. The modern-day pro will not say to the manager, boss, the pitch is terrible. I didn't want to give Caicedo a bad ball in midfield.
Right, that's Hutchison. He's got an attitude. Get him out. Get him out. That's why you made so many moves, Don.
Well, there you go.
That's it. Bad attitude you brought.
It's not a bad attitude. It's having
the manager.
It's having an opinion.
No, that's it, isn't it?
Frank,
Frank, go on.
Dan, I think Dan, I think there is as Don expressed very well before this answer, he talked about the past appreciation. We are living in a world where in a sport where you have to feel it or you don't feel it. It's not American football, it's not baseball, it's not even basketball, where everything is tactic and it's been posed and you know exactly what you're going to do and where you're going to put the ball. Everything you're going to do is planned. In football, it's intuitive. And if you feel you shouldn't give the ball, don't give the ball, because otherwise it's not going to work. And we've all been there. We tried it, we've been punished, and if the player, and especially the centre-backs, they feel that they shouldn't give the ball to the midfielder, they shouldn't go for it. Even if the coach gets crazy, he says, okay, we're going to talk about it after, halftime. I'm sorry, I saw Caicedo with 3 guys, the pitch is not good, he's astro-tough, I don't feel it. Why do you want me to punish myself because I have to listen to you? I don't agree with that. And if you're not happy, okay, sell me and I go elsewhere.
There you go. That's me and Frank on the move.
He's not going to Millwall,
He's right,
though, is he?
No,
I don't know where to sign. I have so many choices. Done. I have so many choices. I don't know where to sign, really.
Speaking of choices, Conor Gallagher, Atletico Madrid, Chelsea going to miss. I think it's a weird signing for Atleti. I don't really know what he brings to the table.
Well, he brings energy, so he's
But he brings running around
Well,
and picking people.
I think it's a shame for Chelsea when they're losing all their homegrown players because of PSR.
Yeah.
We've touched on this subject before. It's very tricky, but I think Conor Gallagher probably needs to. The tricky thing is, Dan, he's got 1 year left on his contract. So the hierarchy are probably putting pressure on Maresca, saying to the manager, listen, we can't afford for this young player to leave on a free transfer, so we need to put a bit of pressure on. That's why Maresca allegedly said to Conor Gallagher, you're no part of our first team plans, you're only going to be a squad player, so that puts pressure on the player to think, well, have I got a future here? Do I want to move to Atletico Madrid? If I was him, I would go. I would go and play for Atletico Madrid.
You made a noise, Frank.
Yes, I made a noise because I found you pretty harsh, He had a very good season when he was on loan at Crystal Palace, and he was one of the main players last year. And he brings energy, but it means a lot because he runs a lot for the others, get the balls back. He scored some goals. He makes the run without touching the ball, which is very good for the spaces for the others. But again, that's the Chelsea problem. When the guy is one of the players, gets a little bit of experience, he's going to be sold. Because that's the way it works. The trading business works like that. They get the money from another club. They're going to buy 2 or 3 young players, unexperienced players. It's how it's going to work for years. And as soon as those players, again, is going to be experienced, they're going to be sold. And some people are saying, oh, they are just in transition. Transition of what?
If you're
of getting experience and being sold.
If you're Conor Gallagher, Dan, and you're looking at the signings coming in, and you're all right, you say fair enough, Enzo Fernandez, 100 million, and you look at Lavia, who's 65 million. If you're Conor Gallagher, you go, I'm better than him.
Right.
Give me that contract.
But obviously, Maresca doesn't believe so. That's it.
Because he's got a year left.
I don't think he'll do well at Atleti either.
No?
No. But there we are. That's my anti-Conor Gallagher ways.
So often when we talk about young wingers coming through, it's about, we focus on how quick they are and the kind of over-dribbling. And Oscar Bobb just has this way of being simple and so effective.
Remember that goal he scored against Newcastle?
That was Kevin De Bruyne, wasn't it?
5 days.
I mean,
Beautiful.
Incredible run. I mean, the pass was something else. But the simplicity of his play is, I think, what makes him so effective and so valuable to Pep Guardiola. So I'm with Don on this. I'm looking forward to this season and what it holds.
Defensively, I imagine someone you do not want to be coming up against, someone that quick with their feet, Frank.
Yeah, that's the big danger. He's not tall as well, so you cannot really touch him. He can go on the floor. It's a little bit tricky, but he goes so fast, and he showed it yesterday against Colwell. You cannot touch him. He's so fast. He's so clever, and he likes to play simple. So it's almost impossible to catch him. He's amazing, and there is nothing much you can do. As Shaka explained, you have to open your leg at some point to stop the goal, and he's clever. Put the ball through your legs. And score the goal. We saw him last year. He was already there. Yeah. You could feel it. We are talking about special players. He's one of them.